Alright guys, I got the locomotive all fueled up. Added water goes in through here. Added oil, you can't really see it, here we go. Oil goes in through this cap here. I added fuel to the tender. The fuel uses camping fuel with a butane adapter, and you fill it right here. Should be ready to get started heating up. So what you do is you turn on the system, turn on the fuel. The fuel is on, hit ignition. Sounds like we got good flame that time. Turn it off ignition mode. Back on smooth running. Make sure I have the steam valve all the way closed. Alright. And throw this cap back on here just so it looks good. Yeah, should probably take about 5 minutes for this thing to heat up, to build a head of steam. Keep filming or doing that? No? So there's our steam gauge. Not a real clear picture, but it's right there. Maybe I can clean off this lens. No, still doesn't come in too clear. Well, let's go over this Aristocraft Mikado. Alright, right here, this cap. This is where you charge it from. This tender has a battery. You charge it. It's basically just for the ignition and the remote control system. I'm not using the remote control because obviously it's right here on the counter. But eventually I plan on setting up some tracks in the yard. I already have about I'd say 16 cars to go behind this. I have used it before. When I moved in this house, I just got to set up the tracks. But it has no problem pulling those 16 cars up a pretty hefty grade where I used to have the tracks set up before. So here we can see the whole linkage mechanism. This is where this valve directs the steam to either this side of the cylinder or that side of the cylinder. There's timing that can be adjusted with this nut. You can thread this in or out. That's the timing. So if it needs to push, so if these wheels are, well, I can't really turn it too well right now, but yeah, you see down here, when the main driving rod is at the bottom, that's when this cylinder is going to want to push. So this will pull this valve in here to that side and send steam to the back of this cylinder, and this side of that cylinder will be going to exhaust out the stack. When the wheel comes back around to the top, then the timing is set up so then it starts to pull. Steam goes to this side of the cylinder and it's pulling, and the spent steam from the last stroke when the driving rod was at the bottom goes out through the top and out the exhaust. Well, let's see where our pressure's at. Still low. Still on the low end of the pressure. That helped. I got my Cabela's catalog holding up the tender. Let's see. Let's turn that gas up. And down here beneath the wheels, those are all roller bearings. These are specifically for G-scale models. I think they're meant to be able to be electrified. I don't know. I don't believe in electricity. So, right. That's a gas-powered fluorescent light bulb. But there's the hot air coming out the stack here. So both the burner here is the boiler, and the burner goes down through the center of the boiler to boil the water. Then up here you have your firebox. This is where you have your spent fuel, you know, your CO2, your propane camping fuel's been burnt up and the hot gases escape through here, along with the steam also escapes through there. And I don't know if it's going to work here in my kitchen where it's pretty dry, 70 degrees. Got that forced stove going. You might not be able to see the steam plume. If this were outside right now, you would definitely be able to see the steam plume. It's about 30 degrees out. But that's the locomotive in its entirety. The locomotive tender and all is pretty long, pretty impressive. It's a pretty impressive little machine. I was able to pick this up for $900. You see things like this go on auction for something around $4,000. Those are slightly higher end, all metal. This one has got a plastic body on it, but I'll sacrifice to not having all metal for the plastic body if I can get the damn thing for $900. They stopped making these already, so it's already worth a heck of a lot more than I bought it for. And out of the available live steam locomotives, this one has the most features from the factory. This one's remote control from the factory. And when you get down to the mechanical workings of it, it's just as good a quality as the higher end Japanese Astor locomotives. I mean, underneath that plastic shell, this is all metal though. This locomotive weighs about 25 pounds. It's a heavy sumbitch. That's why I can pull so well. I mean that and the fact that it's steam powered, so if it starts to struggle, then it just goes slower. Steam pressure builds. I have the relief valve on this set to 55 psi. That's about as high as I can set it without having to actually change the spring. It is an adjustable relief valve. So our pressure is actually just picked up off of 0. Maybe I should have put hot water in it before I started this going. Well, I'll follow this up with a part 2 of this video.